Walk into just about any gun shop today, and you'll see row after row of polymer-frame, striker-fired semi-automatics sporting optics, ready slides, and every tactical gadget under the sun. Don't get me wrong, plenty of them are excellent firearms. But somewhere along the way, folks started treating revolvers like dusty antiques, something for old-timers or collectors, not serious shooters. That's a big mistake, because when you're talking about rugged dependability, fight-stopping power, and no-nonsense operation, a quality wheel gun still holds its own against anything on the shelf. There's no magazine spring to fail, no slide to hang up, and no safety lever to hunt for. Just drop your rounds into the cylinder, close it up, and you're ready for business. I've coached shooters in everything from urban self-defense to backcountry survival, and I can tell you from experience, under stress, fewer moving parts, and a deliberate, heavier trigger pull are advantages, not drawbacks. I've seen modern semi-autos choke on bargain bin ammunition, jam from a weak grip, or start misbehaving in wet or gritty conditions. Meanwhile, my old Smith & Wesson has been rained on, dropped on rocks, and dragged through the mud, yet it still fires every single time I squeeze the trigger. That kind of mechanical honesty is hard to beat. So while the rest of the shooting world is chasing red dots and modular frames, I still keep a revolver close at hand. In this video, I'm breaking down 10 rock-solid reasons why this classic design still earns a place on your hip, in your safe, or next to your bed. Let's get into it. Number 1. Training and simplicity for new shooters. If you're just starting your shooting journey, a revolver is like the steady friend who keeps things simple and has your back. Semi-automatics can feel like a puzzle, magazines to load, slides to rack, and the occasional mystery malfunction to sort out. A revolver, on the other hand, is straightforward. Fewer moving parts mean fewer opportunities for something to fail, making it perfect for beginners. Loading is a breeze. Swing out the cylinder, drop in your rounds, close it up, and you're ready to roll. Compare that to seating a magazine, working the slide, and making sure everything's in battery. It's just more to juggle when your nerves are high. Most revolvers also skip the manual safety, which means you're not fumbling for a tiny lever when seconds count. That heavier double action trigger? It forces you to commit to each shot, building discipline and reducing the odds of a negligent discharge. It lets you focus on fundamentals, grip, sight picture, and smooth trigger work without being distracted by extra gadgets. I've seen brand new shooters gain confidence fast with a revolver in their hands. It's like having a set of training wheels that actually teaches you how to ride. Number 2. Nostalgia and craftsmanship. As someone who spent decades around firearms, I'll tell you, there's nothing like the feel of a revolver. It's a handshake with history. From the Colt single-action army, nicknamed the Peacemaker, that helped tame the frontier, to the Smith & Wesson Model 29 made famous by Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry. These guns are more than tools. They're cultural landmarks. Semi-autos just can't match that kind of legacy. And let's be honest, the looks alone set them apart. The graceful lines of a polished cylinder, the glint of deep bluing, the warmth of a walnut grip worn smooth by years of use, it's functional art. Where a Glock or SIG might be all about efficiency, a revolver carries personality, whether it's a hand-engraved frame or a factory finish that shines like glass. A wheel gun demands attention. Carry one and you're making a statement. You value tradition, craftsmanship, and the stories behind the steel. Sure, a semi-auto might be practical, but it will never have the soul of a well-loved .357 Magnum. At the range, people notice, and more often than not, they'll ask to hear its story. Number 3. Versatility in the field. After years of carrying in the city, in the woods, and everywhere in between, one thing is clear: revolvers are incredibly adaptable. A quality wheel gun can handle a range of roles that most semi-automatics simply can't match. Take the classic .357 Magnum revolver. It can fire full-power Magnum loads for defense or hunting, but it will also happily run .38 Special for lighter recoil and cheaper practice. That's two very different performance profiles in the same firearm. Add in a few shot shell loads, what we call snake shot, and now you've got a quick solution for small pests on the trail. I've hiked with a revolver cylinder loaded with a mix of snake shot, hollow points, and full metal jacket rounds, all ready to go without swapping magazines or worrying about feeding issues. With a semi-auto, you're locked into one caliber per mag, and trying to mix loads in the same magazine is asking for trouble. A revolver lets you customize each chamber for exactly what you might face, all without changing guns or carrying extra hardware. Number 4. Concealment. For me, carrying concealed is second nature, and when I want something that stays invisible and hassle-free, I reach for a revolver every time. A compact, snag-free design, think snub-nosed Ruger LCR, disappears into a waistband, ankle holster, or jacket pocket like it was born for undercover work. Semi-automatics, with their blocky slides, protruding magazines, and sharp angles, just do not melt into your carry position the same way. A small frame, lightweight .38 can ride with me from sunrise to sundown, even through yard work or errands, and I will honestly forget it is there. That does not happen with a hefty polymer pistol that feels like you strapped on a brick. The draw is cleaner too. No squared-off edges to snag. No external safeties to trip over, just grab and present. In a moment where seconds matter, that smooth, straight motion can be the difference between making the shot or not. In tight quarters, revolvers keep working even if you have to jam the muzzle into an assailant. A semi-automatic can fail to cycle if the slide is pushed out of battery. A wheel gun will fire without complaint. I have trained shooters who were hesitant about daily carry until they slipped a small revolver into a holster and realized how effortlessly it vanished. That wow, it's gone moment is real. A revolver does not just carry lighter, it carries smarter. Number 5. Safety. When you have spent enough hours running shooters through adrenaline-fueled drills, low-light entries, home defense simulations, or pressure-filled live fire, you quickly learn that safety thrives on simplicity. Revolvers excel here. There is no manual safety to remember, no extra step when your fine motor skills vanish under stress. For most, it is as straightforward as draw and press the trigger. That is one less mental hurdle when every heartbeat feels like a second ticking away. The double action trigger is often underestimated. That deliberate 8 to 12 pound pull acts as a natural safety, dramatically reducing the odds of a negligent discharge. I have watched new shooters panic and slap the feather-light trigger on a semi-automatic, sending a round before they meant to. With a revolver, you have to be intentional. Even cocking the hammer for a single action shot is a conscious decision. The revolver's mechanical honesty, firing only when you truly mean it, makes it an outstanding choice for both carry and home defense. When chaos erupts, a simple, intuitive, and safe platform is worth its weight in gold. Number 6. Accuracy. After burning through more boxes of ammunition than I can count, one truth stands out. Revolvers are precision instruments. The secret lies in that fixed barrel. While a semi-automatic's barrel shifts with each cycle, a revolver's barrel stays locked in place, keeping your sights and bore perfectly aligned shot after shot. That stability gives you an edge, especially when shooting beyond close range. In single action mode, the accuracy gets surgical. Thumb the hammer back, and you are met with a glass-smooth, 2 to 3 pound trigger break. I have seen plain Jane 38 specials punch ragged holes in the same spot at 20 yards while buddies with red dot semi-autos were still chasing their groups. Double action shooting takes more effort, but with practice, its predictable pull becomes second nature. No mushy resets, no surprises, just a consistent, repeatable stroke that rewards good trigger discipline. If you value confidence in your shot placement, a revolver delivers it in spades. Number 7. Power. When it comes to raw muscle, revolvers have no need to bluff. Magnum cartridges, like the venerable 357 Magnum or the thunderous 44 Magnum, bring a level of authority most semi-automatic platforms simply cannot manage without reliability issues or excessive wear. These loads hit hard enough to stop threats decisively and to take game in the backcountry. I know hunters who trust nothing but a 6-round 44 Magnum when moving through bear country. I have carried one myself, and the peace of mind it brings is real. Sure, semi-autos can hold more rounds, but their calibers generally top out at 9mm or 45 ACP, both respectable but neither delivering the same bone-jarring energy of a Magnum. Revolvers are engineered for it. Their frames are stout, their lockup is solid, and there is no slide to short cycle under the stress of a high-pressure round. Load them hot, and they will keep running. In a moment, where you may only get one shot to make the difference, whether it is a home invader or something with teeth and claws, a revolver's sheer stopping power speaks with finality. Number 8. Low maintenance. If you'd rather spend your weekends putting lead on target than hunched over a bench with cleaning rods and solvent, the revolver is your kind of sidearm. After decades of tearing down everything from hunting rifles to match pistols, I can say, without hesitation, nothing beats a wheel gun for low-maintenance ownership. The design is beautifully straightforward. No recoil springs to wear out. No magazines to fuss with. No slides to strip. Just a rock-solid frame, a dependable cylinder, and a trigger that keeps on ticking. I've pulled revolvers out of storage after more than 10 years, loaded them up, and had them run flawlessly, no drama, no hiccups. Try that with your average semi-auto, and you might be in for a long cleaning session before it runs right. Semi-autos can get cranky with even a little grime feed ramps foul, extractor springs fatigue, and suddenly you're clearing jams instead of making hits. A revolver? Wipe the bore, add a touch of oil to the cylinder notches, and it's ready to roll. No chasing springs across the garage, no cursing over stubborn takedown pins. After a muddy range day or a week in the field, that kind of simplicity isn't just convenient, it's a serious advantage. Number 9. Ease of use. When the pressure's on, your pulse is racing, and your fine motor skills vanish. Simple can be the difference between a clean shot and a complete freeze-up. That's where revolvers shine. I've trained everyone from brand new shooters to combat vets, and under stress, even the most experienced can fumble a semi-auto malfunction. Stovepipes, failures to feed those problems demand quick thinking and dexterity you may not have in the moment. Revolvers strip all that away. No slide to rack, no chamber to check, no magazine to seat. Load the cylinder, close it, and you're in business. They're grip, strength agnostic. They ignore limp wristing, and they'll function through rain, mud, or cold without a hiccup. I've handed a revolver to a first-timer, given 2 minutes of instruction, and watched them shoot confidently. That's the kind of intuitive operation that matters when survival is on the line. Number 10. Reliability. If there's one truth I'll stand by in the gun world, it's this: nothing tops a revolver for reliability. Semi-autos can be amazing tools, but every one of them can choke under the wrong conditions: bad magazines, weak springs, dirty ammo. Revolvers run on a simple, rugged clockwork system. Pull the trigger. the cylinder rotates, and the round goes off. If a cartridge misfires, you simply pull the trigger again. I've dragged a beat-up Smith & Wesson 38 through dust, snow, and mud. I've dropped it in a puddle and fired it without so much as a wipe down. It never missed a beat. In a life or death moment, you don't want to be running malfunction drills. You want a gun that fires every time you ask it to. That's the kind of peace of mind a revolver gives you. Conclusion. In the end, revolvers prove that simple isn't outdated, it's timeless. They're tough, dependable, and built for real-world conditions where failure is not an option. Whether you're carrying for self-defense, trekking deep into the backcountry, or just want a sidearm that will always answer the call, a real gun delivers. So, are you Team Revolver or still riding the semi-auto wave? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more no-nonsense firearms talk, and remember, stay sharp, stay safe, and keep your skills ready. Until next time, lock and load.